about something called porch piracy on the show. Now, this is new to me. I've not heard this term before. But it's essentially people nicking packages out of your porch or off your front step or off your driveway. Now, you'll have seen this. If you're on Facebook or if you're on a street WhatsApp group, most of it will be the parcel says it's been delivered, but it's not here. Or someone's taken delivery. Do you recognise these feet? Whose front porch is this? You know, the kind of thing. But it's a problem. A man from Bearwood's had 4 parcels taken from his doorstep in recent months, and he wants West Midlands Police to do more. BBC Midlands Today, David Lumb went to meet him.
In broad daylight, a brazen thief helps himself to someone else's parcel.
How does it feel watching that back?
It's really unnerving. People are clearly watching the house and the houses in the area. I don't know anything about him. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of having somebody walk up your path right up to your front door. You know, I could have been coming out the door at that time. It's really scary.
All incidents were reported to police, but only 2 were investigated. The other 2 classed as a consumer issue.
What really gets to me is the inconsistent approach of the police. They've investigated half of the offences. They've not investigated the other half. That's incredibly frustrating. You know, the rule either applies or it doesn't apply.
And what about delivery firms? Should they be doing more?
I'm not necessarily convinced it's about the individual delivery drivers, although they've got a part to play. But, you know, the big companies are putting enormous pressure on delivery drivers to do lots of drops very, very quickly.
In a statement, West Midlands Police confirmed that it had investigated 2 of the incidents raised by Mr Corrigan, but had been unable to identify any suspects. It said it understood the impact that parcel theft had on people, and it urged people to check its website and follow the advice to reduce the risk of becoming a victim. No arrests have been made in relation to Billy's parcels. For now, he's hoping this sign will remind couriers to leave packages more discreetly.
So what can you do if people are stealing packages from your front door, from your porch? They call it porch piracy. Joining you now is the complaints resolver and consumer expert, Scott Dixon. Morning, Scott.
Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning. So listening there to what's happened to Billy, is it common, this?
It is. It's something that it usually peaks around about November, December with Black Friday and Christmas deliveries, but it's happening all year round. And research in November last year cited that a record £666 million worth of parcels were stolen by porch pirates. And I think that's the tip of the iceberg because so many people just won't report it.
No. Well, some of it will be absolute rubbish, won't it? I mean, I think yesterday I had something delivered and it was a carpet cleaner to get rid of cat mess. I mean, if somebody nicked that off my porch, I don't know if they'd be delighted having taken that risk because they just don't know what they're getting, do they? But ultimately, it could be very valuable as well. So, whose fault is it then? Is it the resident, the courier, the company? Who's to blame?
Well, the biggest myth I hear is you need to contact the courier, and that's not the case. The risk is on the retailer until the goods come into your physical possession, and that falls under Section 29 of the Consumer Rights Act 2015. So if the goods are not, handed to you or delivered to, if the courier doesn't follow the instructions, the retailer's on the hook for it. And they need to either replace the goods or give you a refund.
And does that happen in general?
It does. More often than not, it happens, and you shouldn't have a problem with that. But if you do get stonewalled by the retailer, what you can do is contact your bank or credit card provider and make what's called a chargeback. So the chargeback scheme, it's a voluntary scheme that banks and card providers sign up to. And when you make a chargeback, you're disputing the transaction. So the bank or credit card provider will reverse the payment and give the retailer an opportunity to defend it.
Okay.
And chargebacks are problematic for retailers. And it's estimated that it costs about £25 to £35 a time for chargebacks to be dealt with by retailers. So even the threat of making a chargeback may elicit the right outcome.
Yeah. What can you do, though, as someone who's ordering the parcels? Is it a good idea to always have, like, a safe space or, get a neighbour involved, that kind of thing?
Well, if you nominate a safe place and the courier leaves it in that safe place and it's stolen, that's on you because the courier's followed your instructions. I would suggest that you maybe use a trusted neighbour or opt for a local collection point or locker from a convenience store nearby. and maybe pick delivery times when you're actually going to be physically there to pick up the parcel, because photos on doorsteps and things like that's not proof of delivery. And that's proof that it's been left there, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's come into your physical possession. And if that's the case, the retailer's on the hook for it.
Yeah. Scott, thank you. Thanks for the expert advice there about porch piracy. Now, we spoke to West Midlands Police about this. They said they investigated these parcel thefts in Bearwood. They reported to us they were unable to identify any suspects. And then they said they received further parcel theft reports twice after that. They advised the complainant to contact the company as they had not left a parcel in a safe place agreed with the victim on these occasions. They also go on to say they've got some practical advice on their website to reduce the risk of becoming a victim of this. And it's quite useful advice, actually. It's the sort of stuff that Scott was saying, really. If you want to use one of these sort of drop-off points, it's probably best. Get your neighbours involved. Get it delivered when you know you're going to be there, that kind of thing. It's quite useful. And there's more on this story on BBC Midlands Today tonight on BBC One.